Good morning, natural gas. It's Tuesday, March the 24th, 2026. I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. And for the spot April natural gas contract, we're currently up. We're currently trading at 291 and a half, up 2.4 cents or 0.83%. And as you can see here, it's just going sideways on the RSI. It's an inside bar day, and we expire futures on Friday. Thursday is option expiration plus storage report. So looks like we're probably heading sideways for the next few days, unless something happens on the Iran war. Right now, both sides are making statements that seem to be in opposition, but this is the fog of war. Trump says they're negotiating. Iran says no, they're not. Who is right? Both are. This is what happens when you don't know who's in charge. In Iran, the military leaders are saying we're still a go. For the US, they're saying we're negotiating opening up the Strait of Hormuz. We'll see what happens here over the next few days. Let's turn to the hourly chart. And as you can see here, it is currently trying to trend higher off the RSI. It is in positive territory right now, coming off the lows from yesterday. And this dashed line is the 50% between the two pivots. So when the pivots get too wide, cut it in half. This could act as support or resistance depending on which way we're going. And right now we're below the daily pivot, which comes in at 297.30. We're above support at 273, 279.30, excuse me. And we're sitting right here just at that 288. That's the 50% between those two. So let's take a look at the Strait of Hormuz. And as you can see, there's just some traffic here that's related to Iran and some LPG traffic. But for the most part, we still have the same areas of congestion off Dubai, off Oman, off Qatar. So for shipping, it's still much of the same. Let's take a look at option expiration again on Thursday here. And as you can see right here at that 290 strike, we've got less than 9,000 open interest. The biggest open interest, the $3 strike with over 48,865. So what's going on? There's some profit taking as we move a little bit lower on these puts. But right now we've got to decide, is it 290 or is it $3? Really depends on the headline news. Let's take a look at the April through the October strip, and we're currently up just one tick to 318.40. So that's not much. The RSI is still in negative territory. We're not testing the lows from basically early January, but right now we're just kind of slinking also to the side. What about the Jan through March? And remember, this is where the premium for physical molecules comes in. If Qatar truly is down for several years, there's a premium on winter natural gas molecules. And here we're getting some profit taking. We're currently down 6 cents to 4,301. And the RSI continues to look like it's on the sell side. So I've put down two support areas here around 421 and around 413. That's the buy zone area. You want to take a careful look at it if you own positions for this particular strip. How about the weather? Well, let's take a look here. And as you can see, this is the 2-meter temperature map here. There is still some cold air coming through, but look at that heat dome building. We're going to show another map on that as well. But it pushes warmer temperatures all the way over to the eastern seaboard. That cold comes back in a little bit. The heat rises. We've kind of got a battle back and forth here as we get closer and closer toward the end of the month. And as you can see right now, let's take a look at the heat map. Oh, we kind of got a technical difficulty here. All right, let's hit stop here. And here's the anomaly map here, and that's that heat dome. As you can see, we're looking at temperatures somewhere between 10 and 20 degrees above normal. That's a 30-year average. And see that heat dome builds, pushes out the cold air. Cold air says, not so fast, pushing back into the Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, and New England states before the heat comes back in yet again toward the end of the month. And then it seems to kind of just settle in here. A little bit cold, a little bit warm. We'll see. Looks like the models are getting a little muddy as we get into the first week of April. And here's that heat risk. As you can see, it's minor, but that's where it is. This is where the heat is building out west. And this is early for the season. Looks like we may have an early summer in this desert Southwest. So you can see moderate heat risk in parts of Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, and parts of California. And as it expands here in Texas and Oklahoma as we get into Thursday, but then decreases as we get further into the weekend. We'll keep a careful eye on this because, again, it's dry from Texas all the way to Florida. How about Europe? Well, the Europeans look like they've got some weather coming through again toward the 25th, 26th. This continues all the way through the first week of April here. We seem to get some cooler temperatures from Spain all the way back over to Greece. And as you continue to see, even more cooler temperatures come back in on the 5th for Germany, most of Western Europe here as we get into the first week of April. Again, though, it is warmer for this time of year. Again, we're talking about April, but again, it's cooler temperatures. How about storage? Well, we're at 28.5% full across the EU, and Germany and France have stabilized at the same level at 22.1%. So that's good news. Things need to stabilize. They've got a heavy injection season coming up. And let's take a look at Asia. There's some cooler weather coming through here toward April the 5th. You push out a little further here. And as you can see, we get some eastern provinces are a little cooler. And then that cold air starts to push in again from Mongolia as we get to April the 7th. But it's fairly mild. Here's the nuclear fleet. We're currently sitting at about 19.8, I think it is, 19.8 gigawatts are offline. And as you can see, this is accelerated since February. We've been now a full month ahead of the 5-year averages, and we're looking forward to seeing this maintenance and refueling wrap up maybe a little early toward the end of the month, first week of April. But it's an aggressive program right now, looking forward the fleet trying to get ready for summer. We're also trying to keep an eye on Palisades. This is the nuclear power plant that was decommissioned. They're trying to bring it online. Now they're saying early 2026, which means probably June. But there's also supposed to be some small modular reactors put on this site for data centers. So this is our first test. Can we get some old decommissioned nuclear reactors back online? So far, it's been a pretty rough process. How about Golden Pass? Well, we're stabilized again, over 300,000 MMBTUs. Again, as we get full train 1 up, that will be closer to 850. And right now, it's stable. We're still not yet able to make first LNG. We're hoping for this month, but looks like it's going to get pushed out yet again. How about ERCOT? Well, this is where natural gas has been under some pressure because the high renewables from solar and from wind. As you can see right now, that is around it's about 20,000 megawatts right here. Natural gas is still doing very well. We've got a peak around 38,000 megawatts for renewables today. The wind is starting to seasonally die off here. As we get hotter, we start losing some of that wind. So we may have had a record in ERCOT for March on Sunday, over 63,000 megawatts. We're waiting for official confirmation, but load is increasing in ERCOT. So we need all available resources, renewables, solar, wind, and natural gas, as well as batteries. How about the oil and gas sector? Well, we're catching a bid today. This is a sea of green right now for everybody. We've only got 7 on the board now. We lost Vermilion Energy right behind me. CNX up 1.7%. CRK up over 4%, 4.43%. So that's our leader right now. Again, these are stocks between $2 and $10 billion and have a high short float. So if they catch a bid, they can accelerate quite rapidly. Again, recapping here, inside bar day for April natural gas, which expires on Friday, options on Thursday. We're currently trading at $2.9140, up 2.3 cents or 0.8%. It's going to look this way for the next couple of days. Watch the headlines. The Strait of Hormuz is the big one for winter, not April, not May, not June, winter. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.